We're live. Sunday night with those guys.
Okay, we are live. What's up, everybody? And welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. How's everyone out there? Who's in the chat? Who's not there? I guess people will start coming in.
Hey, Joe Mack.
So I'm gonna click that like button right there real quick. You're seeing us live now? Okay, yes, we are. My bad. It's only been since last week since we had to do a live stream. What's going on, man? How are you? And how was your weekend?
Yeah.
Because mine was
Well, my weekend was all right. It was a cold one here in New York, but nothing too crazy.
What's up, Justin? How are you, sir?
What's up?
What's going on? How was your weekend?
Oh, good. Not much going on. Just trying to clean up and organize.
Okay, I see that frame you got put together. Your Sinwoo frame that you built.
Yeah, I got the motors and I got to put the props for it.
So you printed out everything?
Yeah.
Even the body?
Yeah.
Interesting. What's that material? TPU?
Yeah.
Okay, because
the ducts are TPU. The rest of the frame is PLA.
Okay. Did you see the link that I sent you? That link, Jay Rivera said, is supposed to have nothing but printable stuff. He said you'd be surprised what you could print from that website.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah. But other than that, not my weekend was kind of like
Lawrence, you know what I was wondering? That's not to cut you off, but what I was wondering with YouTube, see it happening over and over. What it has is a reminder for the live stream, and there's a chat that starts in it when you click on it. And I see that there were people in it, and then now when I go to live, when you go live from Zoom, it doesn't show live there. It shows live.
I'm starting to notice that. I did
and
notice
no one
that
from that window is over here. I remember Paul had mentioned it.
Right. They may not know that we're actually in this window live. You're saying.
Right. And that's why I was wondering if you even if you had changed the date or to change the title. Is it supposed to be 39 or 40?
It's supposed to be 39.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 39 episode EPD, whatever they call them, number 39. Eventually, people will leave there or refresh. I'm hoping because it says we've been started for 2 minutes.
Yes, because I saw when you went live.
Right, and people, I guess, will eventually see. There's the next one coming in now, whomever that may be. But I sent out links to everyone. I sent out links to Matt. What's up, Hadley? How are you, Hadley?
So Hadley.
What's going on? There's Mr. Crawley. Hadley and Mr. Crawley.
Mr. Crawley.
You guys will be glad to know that I have.
Hold on 1 second.
I have the iFlight stack. I have the Mach 3 VTX, and I've ordered some motors. So next, all I have to do is get a frame and of course the crossover system, and I think I'll be ready to start building.
Nice, man.
But other than that, what's going on, Mr. Crowley? How was your week?
Week was all right. I had to go to a mass this morning for my sister-in-law passed away like a few years ago, and then we get another one for my son coming up. So it was just kind of a drag, but it was nice to see everybody. And
I got you.
I got some stuff on order. I ordered my solder kit. I ordered the TS100 solder iron.
I want to get the.
And I got it with both the power cord and the battery setup.
So Lawrence, you want to see something funny? So remember I was telling you about this? I think I was like, oh, I smoked it. It's not coming on.
Right.
Look at it now. See the light flashing?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
So what, you maybe if something had a piece of solder on it? What's up, Night Train?
I don't know.
Maybe something had solder on it or something. Who knows?
I don't know.
And it could have fallen off.
But I'm gonna put it back together and see what happens.
Okay, that'll work. See, then it was lucky I gave you the frame back. You might not have tried.
I already put the stuff in another frame.
What happened?
You already put the stuff on another frame.
Oh, wow. Okay, you put it on another frame.
Yeah, so I started putting all the stuff.
Oh, wow. So now you got to strip that down and transfer everything over. All right, well, it's going to be cold next week. You'll have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, I know. We get a couple of days of rain, and then it's going to be in the 40s.
Well, it's going to be in the 50s for the next few days. No, it's supposed to rain for the next day or two. Then it's going to be 50 for 3 days in a row.
No,
and then
actually,
it's
it
going
should
to
be
drop
good
to
Tuesday
cold.
and Thursday.
Right, by next
Tuesday
weekend,
and
it's
Wednesday,
supposed to
actually.
drop. Hey,
Banana
man,
Net.
how are you? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Anyway, you guys know about the so-called Rodney Bell. How are you, sir? Thank you for popping in. You
Happening,
guys
Rodney
know
Bell.
about the supposed DJI app that everyone's ranting about as far as
That
his
everybody
app
is talking about.
huh?
That every single station is talking about a channel.
Yes. All I can say is one simple thing, and I'll keep it short on that. The only people that are going to be interested in that app are people who are looking for drones. Plain and simple. You could be a police officer. You could be someone trying to be a pain in the ass to the neighbor or whatever. Hey, what's up, Paul?
Well,
But that's
I
the
can
only
see other
reason
drone pilots. I could actually see other drone pilots using it.
Oh yeah. Like when we
I
fly.
personally think it would be useful to us if we're flying and there's another drone in the area that we don't know who he is or
Well,
where
that's the exact point. If like when they're flying to Verrazano and the boats are coming under the bridge, and we always know there's someone on the other side of the ship from Staten Island flying it. In that situation, that would be cool.
I don't agree with that. I don't want somebody knowing who I am and where my drone is and all that. It's like, mind your own business. If you're flying, man, you just don't hit me.
Well, as a drone pilot, you can use it as for safety.
Hey, Justin, you see what Hadley put?
Might pop into your area,
right?
And you don't know him. He doesn't know that you're going up, but you can at least see where he is as far as his drone is located, the height and everything. You know what his altitude is, and you can stay away from him.
Or not even that.
What my problem is that the average Joe out there that is taught to hate drones, having that information. Now, as a drone pilot, your information on what your drone, where it's at in the sky is good for me, but your location is not important to me. I don't care.
True. That is true, but I'm not going to worry about it. I will probably download it for personal use, which means if I go to an area that I know I want to fly or doing a certain job or something, then I'll actually pull out that app and see who's in the area flying. And also, if you have enough patience with you, eventually they have to land that drone and you can see where it goes down at, etc. So it may have its advantages, it may have its disadvantages, but I do know there's going to be a lot of pricks out there that have it just to have it and just cut on the app and say, oh, there's a drone flying there. Let me call the police or something stupid to that effect.
Exactly.
Or go confront him.
Go confront him. Go confront him and catch a few sugar lumps. You guys know what sugar lumps are. Hey, Michael Blade. You know, Hadley, I would never thought about that when doing an FPV bird, but it makes so much sense. That thus experience over noob. He says, tape off everything you're not soldering until you're done and remove the tape and clean everything with 97% alcohol with a hard bristle toothbrush. Makes a mess to put down paper towel under it. All right. That's understandable.
Yeah, definitely gonna try that.
Yeah. So I should put tape on everything, even the table.
And get a bucket of alcohol.
I put that on everything.
I put that on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I love that commercial. I like when the astronauts like astronaut food, and the aliens like, how about astronauts?
Hey, Paul, what's up, man? How was you?
I'm just typing something here.
Oh, I was
Oh,
wondering.
back off. Whoa.
All right,
Get down
Hadley.
there, dude.
No problem, bro. Enjoy your dinner.
Later.
All right, man.
Well, it's Sunday night once again, and as you notice, the weather is getting colder, and either you're doing less flying, or you're doing a little less flying, or you're not flying at all. Me personally, I have to go knock the dust off my Phantom and my Mavic Pro, and see what the heck is going on, because the weather's been real funky here in New York. But in these next couple of days, it's supposed to hit 50 degrees. Like, we got to try and squeeze in a flight, Herman.
Yeah, I was looking at
I need to catch that
Oh,
sunset.
well, you do know that this week I'm working Thursday. This week I'm working Thursday.
and
So that means Wednesday, Friday I'm good. Tuesday.
well, I'm trying to see what's good with Tuesday.
Well, it's supposed to start raining tomorrow night, Monday
And
night into Tuesday.
Yeah, 'cause we
Same
get
thing
pretty
where
much
you
the same
guys are.
weather.
It's supposed to start raining tomorrow.
And also, I wanted to let you guys know, I was talking with Ryan Latourt. I don't know his last name. Ryan L. I'm going to say. He's one of the advocates that are working with that drone pilot in Michigan that got arrested for his drone and stuff like that.
I
And
think they would much more know who you were talking about if you tell them about the guy you attacked last week.
well, yeah, him. Yeah. Yeah, him.
You guys are friends now?
I spoke to Ryan over the phone, and I apologized severely. And he's agreed to come on Wednesday nights with those guys. And I stressed that I wanted him to come on Wednesday nights with those guys because, for one, Herman's that close to becoming monetized, and I think it would be a good live stream. So what's going on is he was here in New York. They had a meeting here in New York with the FAA and Homeland Security. And the main concern is there are too many states like New York that say it's illegal to fly a drone, and cops are threatening to arrest and or prosecute drone pilots. You're welcome. Prosecute drone pilots, and he wants to be an advocate or speak to people here in New York. And there are actually 18 states that are interested in trying to change the drone laws, and he wants New York and a few other states to be also get on this list of states that want to question the government's work and stuff like that, and why the rules are the way they are. And hey, what's up, Geeksvana? Yes, I did get through to him. Like I said, I have his number. Herman has a game this week, Wednesday coming up. So we're not going to do it then. And then Ryan pointed out that there is the week after that is Gobble Gobble Day, the day before Thanksgiving. So it might be kind of hard for people to get around when everyone's rushing around and setting up for the holidays or whatever. But we will have Ryan L. on here on Wednesday nights with those guys. And we'll pretty much leave it at that.
I got a question.
Oh, God, man, why? Listen, I'm being asked to come outside for a second.
Oh,
You guys hold it down. It's always something, man. I'll be back.
okay. Well, here's my question before you run.
I have to put some shoes on.
Mr. Crowley does not have a blue wrench, so I was wondering, is he on probation or something? Or?
Mr. Crowley, type something in the chat and I'll change that.
Isn't he?
Type something in the chat and I'll change that right away. Then I have to put some shoes on and go outside and see what's going
thank you for
on.
looking out for me.
Yeah,
I'll be right.
I didn't know if you were on probation or what.
Yeah, I know that'd be kind of a question. Hey, I'm a nice guy, you know. I get along with everybody.
Yeah.
You had been here before. I didn't know why you didn't have one.
So I was looking out for you, Mr. Crowley.
Every type of big important thing.
That was
look at I'm blue now.
you had.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Curtis, what's happening, sir?
That was the only question you had, Paul?
Yep.
How's the racing drone world treating you, Curtis?
So I finally got everything.
Did you fly?
Nice.
Huh?
Did you fly?
Nice.
It's nice, but I haven't started flying yet. I finally got my batteries in. I went with this silly setup. So it's for your goggles, it's the Fat Shark deal.
Yep.
But it's the one where, see if I can do this. It's the one where the cap opens up and you got the two batteries on the inside.
Those 80, what is it, 1860?
18650s, yeah. Well, they were kind of hard to come by.
To charge it?
Huh?
Isn't there a plug on the side to charge off a USB port?
Yeah, you can.
Do you have a micro center by you?
But getting those batteries was a little tough. The batteries, and then for the controller that I got, when I ordered it from Horace RC, I said, hey, I want the extended, these little pieces down here, they come off. That's where the batteries go. Anyway, you have to buy an extended piece to put the 18650s in there versus the 18500s. So when I ordered this, they took like a month to get it to me. And then when they got it to me, they got me the wrong one. They got me for the 18500 batteries. So I had to wait until somebody had these in stock and order these separately. So it's just been a fiasco one way, going left and right, trying to get into this thing.
Right.
But finally, everything's here.
Awesome. You have a micro center by you, Curtis?
What's a micro center?
No, that's a Northeast Coast thing, Justin.
Apparently, I don't.
Because they sell those batteries at Micro Center.
Yeah, we don't have a Micro Center here either.
Really?
But I had to wait for this to come in for my goggles, wherever it mounts.
Question:
You're not that big, Justin.
Can you use?
Yeah, can you use this one?
Because this is what me and Lawrence have. This is from Banggood. I think what was this, like $15 or something like that? And it's
but this one lasts.
What size is Curtis? What size is the plug that plugs into the headset?
This is for Fat Sharks, but I use this for the Amways.
But what everybody tells me is this setup with these batteries lasts almost 3 times as long as yours do.
Okay.
But now, thanks. I only need like 10 seconds and then I'm going to crash.
What's up, Roger?
I don't do FPV, as you guys all know, but the question I have, I seem to recall a conversation, and I think it was on one of those guys' live streams. Ooh. Are we talking about the batteries that also you can use? You can get them at a vape store. It's the same.
Same ones.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem wasn't so much the batteries. I was trying to order the batteries from the same place I got everything else from, and ended up going to 2 different locations. And I also got this in the other day. So now I can wirelessly connect my RC to my computer and do any updates. Okay. Plus I can fly lift off and all that other fun stuff with that.
I like that. I like that. I wanted to do that so I can do my beta flight adjustments.
And I got this.
What's up, Nacho?
Which is pretty cool. It's another multi-battery charger.
All right, so you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of today getting everything in gear. And
let's see the drone.
Oh, I've shown you the drone before.
The drone he has, right? I have the same thing. Right? I have the same one, Justin. Mr. Crowley, he has the same drone that Justin and I have.
Right.
That's that same build.
It's the official Those Guys drone.
You know,
yeah, I get the charger there.
Okay, well, so the one I'm talking about is different. You use that for the little 18650s, or do you use
Santiago?
I use it for everything. I have like different adapters that.
Right.
Okay. Well, I've got I don't know if you can see it, but the Venom charger is back there as well, right?
That's for the Phantom batteries, right?
No. That's for your regular batteries for
I thought that was the one for the Phantom battery.
No, the one next to it
Yeah.
is the SPC, the smart power charger. That's the one for your Phantom batteries.
Oh, okay.
But this
Hey,
one,
Sean, I sent you a link if you want to join in.
I'm
If
already
it's
here.
not too late for you. Hey, Joe Mac, welcome back.
Sean's here. He's even got a blue wrench now.
Paul, what you were talking about, Paul, I'm starting to notice where we start the live stream and it automatically kicks you, the people who are waiting out of that waiting window and leaves you there hanging and actually starts another window up. And people are waiting in the original window and don't even know you've gone live.
Oh, wow.
So we have experienced that. But anyway, like I mentioned, I had spoke to Ryan, and at some time and point within the next 3 weeks, hey, Logan, well, thanks for coming back. We will
Yes,
probably
Nate Train.
try our best to have him on Wednesday nights with those guys, and he can explain how they're advocating for other states to wake up and say what's going on with these drone rules, and how can the FAA give jurisdiction to local municipalities and just be away with it. So if they can change it, everyone's waiting pretty much for this court case in Michigan. The guys went against the state. I don't know the story too well, but from what I understand, he got arrested. They took his equipment. They gave him his stuff back. He's taking a state to court because he was flying perfectly legally, and it was basically an abuse of power. What's up, Bill? How are you? So right now, depending on what the court system says, and they're pretty sure, from what Ryan was saying, they're pretty much sure that the prosecutors and DAs don't even want to deal with it because first the police were out of order by arresting the guy and confiscating his equipment because there was no written rule or law delegating them to do so. Okay, so it's real interesting. We have to see what happens with this case in Michigan, but there are 18 states that are on the bandwagon with Ryan that are trying to say, hey, you got to change the rules here too. And if Ryan can some way stay in touch with Herman and I here in New York, and we can find out who we have to go to get the ball rolling as well, maybe we could be state number 19. Now, keep in mind, there's still another 33 states out there, 32, whatever it is out there. But I mentioned this to Ryan, and you guys will have to agree. There are 2 states in the United States that when something happens, people follow. One of them is in New York, and the other is in California. Okay, if it happens in the United States, in New York or California, people tend to kind of want to follow along or whatever. I mean, other stuff does happen in other states, etc., but usually major things like this. So if we can get New York on board with these other states that are all saying, look, these drone rules are either you lay down some serious drone rules or you stop telling your people to arrest us and arrest people and that it's illegal to fly a drone when it's not.
They're trying to take my guns, and now they're trying to take my drones.
Well,
people from the other
Herman and I, we went to a park. We flew at this park before it opened. We got a special invite to come and hang out. You remember Herman, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got into the park before its grand opening. We were flying from there, hanging out. We were going back day to day. It was so easy to fly there. And because one of the guys that was watching the park before they opened it saw our drones flying around, and we saw his head stick up over this fence. He's like, yo, I fly a drone too. Hold on. And we wind up meeting this guy. But to make a long story short, this lady, they're telling people who sweep the ground to tell people, if you see someone flying a drone, let them know that it's illegal to fly a drone from this park. And if the supervisor comes around, they can get a ticket and your drone will be confiscated. Now, if they're telling their employees to remember all of this hoopla, okay, and it's not written in any of the parks, it's not written on any of the New York City Department of Parks signs that say no barbecuing, no loud music, no selling drugs, no this, no that. You have to leave the park at this time, blah, blah, blah.
Doesn't have a drone cross.
And she was fixed on telling us, oh, they're going to take your drones. Like she feared for us. Like she really believed it. So if we can do anything to help New York get on this list of states that are advocating for better drone rules, especially with them opening up that 50-mile drone highway
Hey,
on
Lawrence,
upstate New York.
Lawrence, if you run into a lady like that again, when she tells you that, without cracking a smile, you just look at her and say, have you heard about the Men in Black? And she'll say, yeah. And you say, we're those guys. Just leave it at that. Her eyeballs will get about this big.
Well, when we fly, we usually fly. We fly with our vests to let people know that we're harmless. And usually when they see us with our vest on and our cards and everything,
so cute.
They leave us. They tend to leave us alone. Like Herman and I were in Jersey at the drone convention. That was a big fair. And I'm already flying. And you see this lady walking by. She's like, she asks Herman, "You guys work for the city?" And I think Herman said, "No, we don't. Why?" Yes, well, you sure you don't work for the city? Because someone needs to fix these sidewalks.
Like, I'll relate a message.
No problem.
What happened?
It'll cost you $50 and we'll replace it tomorrow.
I'll be like, I'll relate a message to them.
No, but she was upset because she had heels on, and obviously she was walking to work or coming from work, and this sidewalk was like off-road. It would have been easy to walk in the dirt, but I guess she didn't want to dirty her shoes up. You know how we're going with those kind of things. Hey, what's up, Lens Capture? How are you, Tom? And welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Please mash that like button. And can we get in an early drop before it starts getting too crazy and we go squirrel?
Sure.
Okay. Sunday nights.
Curtis has got to practice his voice a little bit.
Yeah. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
Guys. And we appreciate it ever so much.
Well, that was probably the best one we've ever done. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Lens Capture says state preemption laws are critical. We cannot have all of the desperate regulations. The FAA has kept our skies safe for 61 years so far. We don't need too many cooks. Exactly. And what's happening is there are actual states in the South and in the Midwest that are actually trying, hey, Saigon 98, that are actually trying to get local jurisdiction passed down to them so they could say, all right, if you fly over this guy's property in the air, if you fly over it, you can be arrested and or whatever the hell happened.
I have a bit of information to share about this, but I don't have all the details, but I got a little bit of information to share about it. And this comes directly from DJI, the employees at DJI here in the United States. This new thing that's come down to where people can see where you're flying with their cell phone, Wi-Fi enabled. This is a preemptive strike against another company, which makes more sense now because there was another company that is setting up a similar situation that's going to sell this service to states so that states can now charge you per flight. $17.
Listen, check this out.
No way.
You can charge all the hell you want. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know good and well, anything that's fun, anything that's we like to partake in and have fun with, the states like to charge taxes on it. And it's just another way of getting $1 out of you.
So they're getting a tax from you when you buy a drone in that state.
Yes, I have a
tax from you when you pay for your 107. And now they want to get a tax from you every time you go up in the air.
Well, the 107 is not local. This is locally.
Locally.
You're right. So I have a phone call coming Monday for clarification on all the details about it, but this is actually coming down this way.
Well,
I'm a little
not
confused
DJI is not setting it up. The guy that I talked to from DJI said you really need to. There's a comment period that's coming up on some changes that are going to be made, and we need to make comments on that thing to say we don't want this. We do not want this because right now it's only identifying the identification number of the drone. Each drone has its own digital signal. It has nothing to do with your registration number, has nothing to do with you or your address. but it'll identify the drone, location, speed, the route, and you can kind of follow it around. But it's only one more step to stick your registration number on there and who you are and your address.
What were you saying, Herman? You were saying
No,
you were
I was
confused?
saying I was a little confused because from everything that I've heard about it, that wasn't what I had heard. And if we're talking about the same thing we mentioned earlier with DJI and this app that everyone's supposed to be able to find out in real time the information on that drone that's flying
Up to a kilometer.
Right. And where this pilot is supposedly located.
Right. So it's innocent enough right now, but from what I'm being told from my friend at DJI is that it's only one more step for them
to Geeks Vana, you can join us.
To put you involved in with it. So your registration number, the number that you registered with, or if you are a 107 pilot, the drone registration number can now be assigned to it, as well as your address. And then that's an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the idea that the
up
first
to the best?
step doesn't bother me as
No.
long as it just shows the drone and maybe my transmitter location.
Right.
But it doesn't.
Well, right now, I think they're focusing on the drone because the technology would. Well, I guess you could use Wi-Fi to triangulate, but I think they're more concerned about drones in the actual air, because now you will have people saying, when you buy this house, you also download this app and it'll tell you every drone that's flying over your property. I can see that in the commercial. Seriously, when you're buying a house, you want to know if people are flying over your damn house, don't you? Especially if you got a pool and a wife in the back with in a bikini.
I'd like to know where that is.
Well, those days are gone for me.
Right here, buddy.
I'm living vicariously through someone, somewhere.
Mark my words. I told you guys here, and I'll have more information on Monday.
Yeah, but
Hey, thank you, Night Train.
remember that day we were flying on the beach, and it was me, you, and Herman, and that was the day I was flying in Aspire, the first time I flew it.
Yeah.
As we're flying, we see a girl on the beach. It looked like she was wearing strings. But mind you, we're not paying no mind to her. We're just flying the drones. So I see her in the corner of her eye, keeps turning around looking. Then the boyfriend comes up and says, "Oh, hey, what are y'all guys doing?" And we're like, we're flying drones. He's like, "Oh, does that take pictures?" And we're like, "Yeah." I think he was under the impression that we were taking pictures of his girl. I'm like,
listen, he would have caught sugar lumps right there in front of his girl.
I was like, our drones are over there. You're over there, so we're not.
I remember that incident. I do remember that.
He was under the impression that we were filming his girl or something like that. I'm just like, really?
Yeah. I do remember that. But all I can say
Isn't that funny? Somebody wearing nothing but strings complaining that somebody's looking at him.
Yeah.
If I walk out with a string up my ass, I think I'm gonna get looks.
Oh, the irony.
Well, it's like you were talking last time, Lawrence, about the old lady that come all the way across the park to accost you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if to be honest, I welcome people when they come over and they question us and stuff like that, because sometimes I admit I can be a little facetious, but most of the time I'm like, here, check it out. Relax, we're not doing nothing illegal here. But every now and
Mr.
then,
Crowley.
huh?
To answer Mr. Crowley, I think what it is they treat it like a buffet.
Yeah.
You can have all you can eat while you're here, but there's no doggy bags to take.
Well,
if this blows into something where we can do stuff to help too, I would love to do something for Massachusetts.
This is the purpose for having him come on the live stream, because I think it's imperative that he give us the information we need or the direction to go into where we can put all of this into order and into effect. You understand what I'm saying? It would be very good to to get information for your local state and find out how you can get on this list and find out what you can do. Who's showing that?
I am. There's somebody that I got to find it here. Hang on one second. Let me stop sharing until I find it.
Is that the place where they caught you playing music?
No. This was a couple of years ago.
Oh, and for those of you guys who don't know what sugar lumps are, that's these here. These are sugar lumps.
Yeah.
Okay. I just figured, you know, if you go back and you watch the episode, you will understand. It's called Pete the Puma and sugar lumps. That's all I'm gonna say. You have to research it yourself. All right.
Okay, I found it. We were talking about people confronting you. This was my Phantom 1, the original Phantom, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, there's this big
Rhino, what's up?
Big carnival going on downtown, and I think this was Auburn or Des Moines." And so I went down there, and apparently this guy rents out this space to set up shops, and he hires people, or he doesn't hire people, come in and pay him to be in their shops. And he decides that he sees the drone and he wants the footage. And I said, well, no, I can't sell you the footage. It belongs to the city because they've already paid me for it. And he goes, no, you don't understand. I want the footage. And I go, I'm not giving you the footage. He goes, I want the footage and the drone because I own this spot down here. And I go, yeah, sorry, dude, you don't own this spot. But anyway, I thought I'd share this with you guys. If you look, him and his son are right here, and they're slowly marching towards me right there.
Right.
Oh, the Phantom 1. Those were the days.
He owns that park?
No, he
I know he does.
He runs all these little buildings that are over here.
Okay.
He leases
He's in charge of the tent city.
Right. All these little concession stands.
Yeah.
He leases this out, and then everybody goes and leases from him. He went to the city and said, I'm leasing all of this space, and then he subleases all this to everybody else. So he felt that he was basically owed this footage.
And the drone too?
Oh, well, yeah, because he got mad at me because I wouldn't give it to him. And he goes, well, I'm taking the drone too. I go, yeah, you're not taking the drone. And then I had a couple buddies that were with me, but they weren't standing with me. They come walking up because they realized there was fixing to be a situation, and they're bigger than me. So that diffused rather quickly.
Oh, Dash 8s. I know those engines.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the Phantom 1. Check it out, man.
That's a picture of the guy leaving town, right, on the train?
Man, this was the days, the Phantom 1. This is like going way, way back. Let's go over here now.
Technological breakthrough.
Yeah, I mean, look at how shaky it is. And we accepted that. We thought that was great.
Right.
Look, you should have been glad to be in the freaking air.
I was looking at the big cameras that they use, like on the when FPV really first came around.
And this is before
huge cameras, and it's just amazing that like what we accepted as this is good.
Yeah, and we didn't have monitors back then when we first started out. We were doing, we were looking at it, trying to, like this stuff right here. It's like I don't know where I am as far as spatial awareness and how far I'm going. And this is back in the good days. I mean, this is a restaurant that's in
back in the days when you had to know how to freaking fly.
Yeah, this is all in manual mode, by the way.
Not like
today. So look at people here. I'm like flying up, and they're like, "Hi." They don't worry about drones. They're going, "Oh, look at that! It's so cool." Then everybody came along and started flying drones and ruined it for me.
That's so cute. That's one of those drone things.
They didn't know what it was. They came down afterwards, and yeah.
That's why they were waving.
That's a flying camera.
I think that was all the good stuff.
Oh, that's a pretty cool place to fly.
Yeah, this is the old brewery, the old Olympia Beer Brewery, and this is the Deschutes River. So that's the brewery up there. It got bought out by Coors, and then they shut it down. Why, I don't know.
for that
You
reason.
got properties all over the place. They're just abandoned. It's like I just want to turn one into an indoor drone park.
Yeah.
I really do. I know it would do piss around here.
But yeah, this is a little walkway park now that you can kind of go hang out at.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
You
here's
wanna
my
know
house.
what, Mr. Crawley?
But
You're not the first one to say that they want to turn a building into an indoor FPV.
I was talking about 2 years ago when I first got my Phantom
So
4. I'm like,
here's
indoor
our
stuff.
Here's our trees I keep telling you guys about.
We got 6 months of winter here, you know.
This is a tree in my front yard.
That's a big tree. That's pretty tall.
We're not done yet.
Wow.
See, guaranteed not to get your drone back in a forest of those.
Yeah.
Because it would never hit the ground.
Right.
Yeah, it would grow into the tree. That's pretty high up, man.
Yeah.
See, once again, flying from the days when you had to fly LOS.
So I got in trouble for doing this. You guys see this?
Oh yeah, you went into the clouds.
Actually, no, I didn't.
That's an effect.
Chimney, right?
That's an effect.
It was just a transition.
He had you, Paul.
But what happened was
Real brownie, fake brownie, Paul.
Well, the thing of it is I've been down by the river and a fog will roll in just like that. You
Exactly.
could be out there just clear as day, and all of a sudden, boom.
So the original Phantom group that was the one that was run by Mr. Whelan over in England, when there was only one group at the time, and he banned me from the group for putting that on there. He goes, "You can't fly into the clouds." And I go, "I'm not flying into the clouds. It's special effects." He goes, "No, it's not. You flew into the clouds."
Well, you know, Curtis, you know you're good at special effects when people can't tell.
You know what? You're right. Hey, Herman.
Yeah.
Tom says great video at Croton, and Indigo brings up a very valid point.
Thank you very much.
Everything back then was shaky because there was a fixed gimbal. Now we have hyper smooth and hyper smooth and digital leveling and all of this stuff to add to our videos to make it look like you're flying smooth, even though it looks like you have turrets.
Digital stabilization. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I like
access
Skydio.
gimbals.
The Skydio itself, the Skydio 2, is not really interesting to me. But the technology that's going to come after the Skydio 2,
Yes.
oh yeah. So it's just like me buying the original Phantom. And in case anybody's wondering, what we did back in those days was you take two little pieces of carbon fiber that were cut out with 4 holes on it and mount it on the bottom like you would a GoPro, and put 4 little rubber dampeners on there, and that would take a lot of that shakiness out. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Hey,
I have
Paul,
the old prop balancer.
you're getting a Skydio, right,
yeah.
Paul?
I've got one on order.
Okay, here's my idea. I'm passing on to you for free, and I would love to see someone do it. Everyone shows the Skydio chasing their dog and stuff like that. I want to have someone put up a drone and have the Skydio follow that through an area. I would love to
Skydio
see
following a
footage of that.
Skydio chasing people.
Well, it's been there, done that, I guess. Been there, seen it.
Not with a Skydio yet.
Well, you haven't seen a Skydio chasing an inanimate object either.
Right.
You've
While
always
chasing
seen
other
it chase
people.
someone on a bicycle, a skateboard. I want to see if it can follow a smaller object and keep that lock on it and still be able to fly.
Well, I've seen a lot of videos, Lawrence, of where the husband's flying a fixed wing and the wife's chasing it and getting video with a drone, and so that would
That's a Rad Girl.
eliminate the wife having to follow him.
Rad
See,
Girl would
I
be out of a
appreciate
job.
that, Paul. I appreciate that joke. J. Lau Studio, what's up? Jay Lau's an FPV pilot here in New York City. I'm getting a lot of tips from him, and between him and Hadley and Gino and Jay Rivera, I think those are the 4 guys. If I have an FPV question and any of those guys can't answer it, there's a problem. Okay. Okay. So welcome to Sunday nights with those guys, Jay Lau. Actually, we were supposed to go flying last week, but weather turned bad or something happened or whatever. But we'll make up for it because it's going to be nice soon, at least before the weather drops. And if you pay attention to where Paul Murray is, you're in Michigan, right, Paul?
Yep, north of
You pay
Detroit.
attention to the weather there because then you get the lake effects and all of that stuff. And keep that stuff over there by you, yo. See, just
He has so far.
I like to share.
it's Paul.
Brownie.
Share knowledge with me. Keep the weather. You can share all the knowledge you want. Just keep the weather.
So far, they've only shared with
Listen, you
Buffalo
guys
and
support each
Plattsburgh.
other and click that like button, please.
You
We
heard me, Mike?
appreciate it. What's that, Herman?
So far, they've only shared with Buffalo and that Plattsburgh area.
I know that's true. That's true. What cold weather was coming this way, it kind of went up
I'm
north.
talking about the snow.
Well, yeah, they can keep that too. Seriously.
I heard, Herman, you said that Lawrence was looking for a white Thanksgiving because he likes the snow so much. That's why he's moving to Upper New York.
Well,
Yeah, no, not.
well,
No. Cut it out, Paul.
Maybe because that he did mention moving it. That's the only thing he's going to gain by going up there.
Well,
Capture Flight Test uses FPV in every episode to chase their builds through their maiden flights. Yeah, those guys do an excellent job.
at Flight Test,
Yeah,
I've seen some of their stuff. I like their footage. It's clean. J Lau, we could possibly fly Wednesday. We could possibly fly Wednesday as long as it's early in the morning. I'm a morning person. I wake up the rooster, as Herman says.
Herman, are you a morning person?
No.
I can do with whatever. I can get up.
Herman can get up in the morning. He doesn't like to. I get up in the morning and enjoy watching people go, damn, it's too damn early.
I have a job where I have to be at work ready to go at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I know what it is to get up that early.
I got to be
I'm
up at
not going to
4:30.
work. I'm not getting up that early.
Johnson Ibas, how are you? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys.
But
Well,
truthfully speaking, to fly certain places, it is better to get up that early so you can get there before, anybody else wanders in.
Before Parks Maintenance gets there.
Well, that's a difference. That depends on if you're going to a park.
enjoy your supper, Roger. And we appreciate you listening to those guys. Please click that like button. And don't forget, this Wednesday Nights with those guys is going to be here on my channel because Herman his team is in the playoffs. They're defending champs for New York City metropolitan area high school football. So
Congratulations.
yes, let's.
Well, I know Herman's been getting kind of harassed all the time by all these other players that want to play on his team, like Miss Pickle and everybody else. And
Shh, stop it.
Miss Pickle.
Stop it.
I tell you what,
Cool.
Herman is fast. He may not act like he's fast on his feet. But when Al showed up with Miss Pickle, it was like one of those cartoons where he's gone.
Well, all I can say is Herman's team is going into the playoffs. We do, and I say we like I'm on a team or anything. He's the defensive coach, but they do expect to make it to the playoffs.
Herman, when is the playoffs? Is it before Thanksgiving or
Started already.
huh?
The first game was Saturday. We started already.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, when was the final?
Oh, the championship.
When is the championship?
Yeah,
Oh, I think it's December 4th.
December the 4th. Okay.
Yeah, 5 days before me birthday.
Over at the stadium.
Yankee Stadium, right? Where you guys played last year?
Mm-hmm.
If
like the last
the last game of the season before they shut down the stadium, right?
No, we've been there. It's just crazy. But we've been
Rodney
there the
Bell is
last
in the
9
house.
years and taken home what? 3 championships? I
Okay.
think we need more than that.
What's up, Explicit FPV? Well,
Rodney Bell, hello.
yeah, all I can
Saigon,
say is
98.
the fact that you're in the playoffs again, I understand being in it for 9 years and having 3, but 3 is better than donut. You know what I'm saying? So hope those young men make the chance. Now, of course, you do know if these guys win 2 years in a row, you're not going to be able to tell the defensive team nothing anymore, right?
Oh, sure I will.
What I like is they
best part of
respect.
that is that I got a lot of them coming back.
Oh, okay. As you was mentioning how you lost a couple of guys this year, but now you have some guys that were maybe last year they were second string and now they first string
And you
this year.
develop guys and they get better, and you got new guys coming in, and then every now and then you get a guy that comes in that's, better than the guy that was there before, and you do what you do. But we have so many kids that transfer from other schools throughout the city because they want to come and play here.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right? That's all that matters. You're putting out kids that are playing good ball.
Well, the thing is sending them to college.
Well,
They're going to get paid
unfortunately,
now.
you have no control over that. And
Justin, what are you working on?
Too many things.
you said too many things.
Look, I can't even look. My desk is like, it's like so much stuff over my desk. I have no room. Look, my 3D printer became a storage unit. Like, it's just stuff sitting on top of the 3D printer.
That's bad. That's really bad. You just got that damn thing.
I know that. That's
already, and you're using it as a coat rack.
That's what I said. I was like, I got so much cleaning to do right now.
Well, all I know is the holidays are coming up. The weather's getting colder. You guys, we appreciate you all who come to Sunday nights with those guys. And you guys that are afraid to come into the chat and say anything, I understand. I appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. We appreciate whatever you do. We appreciate that click on the like. We appreciate those average 2 dislikes that we usually get. It's all appreciated because it means you had to come here to do it.
Oh, you mean you need a dislike?
Huh?
You need a dislike?
Yeah. Well, you have to come in and click it. You have to watch it at least for a few seconds to click dislike.
Oh, you want me to hook you up with one?
Oh, yo, Justin, Indigo Rhino says, bro, that was dirty laundry on the 3rd 3D printer.
Here's an interesting observation. Because I realized the other day that I was unsubscribed from Paul and Canadian Drone Hub and a lot of other people that I subscribe to.
It does that on a regular basis. I don't know.
I know. Why don't they undo those dislikes? So if somebody comes into your stream and clicks dislike and then leaves, why don't they not count that? Why are they getting that part right?
You want to know what? Because I'm starting to think like Herman thinks. And Herman honestly believes that YouTube employees do not exist and YouTube is a computer in a building somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sitting security.
I'm not going to say they don't exist, Lawrence. I don't think that they actually man YouTube on a day-to-day basis. I think it's a room of paper pushers and people who handle a day-to-day paperwork on their computers for the company. But as far as YouTube, what we're doing here and what the videos you upload, no, that's a computer that's handling all of that and is giving you copyright.
Modern day version of
all of that.
What was that famous movie where Hal? They always said, "Good morning, Hal."
Yeah.
If you remember that thing that they had with IBM and Watson, and how Watson reads every single publication on every single thing that comes out.
Yeah.
And he was able to read publications and printed stuff that doctors didn't even get their hands on yet, and was able to change the treatment for 3 different cancer patients.
Yeah.
And suggest it to these doctors. Something like that is what YouTube.
What's really scary is this computer, Watson, while playing people chess around the world and reading every possible written document that's been written down from day one, from hieroglyphics to Mayan writings to English to the Bible, et cetera, et cetera.
Music.
This computer's still helping the military run things, and it's just too much. Seriously,
music.
That's some Skynet shit.
Coast.
And it's doing the taxes for H&R Block now.
Right. Watson, H&R Block isn't even
Come
doing
on.
their taxes anymore. Like Watson's doing it. So
Come on.
now, if you were now they claim you have 3 years, you can go without paying taxes, but then you have to keep records for those 3 years. It used to be 5. They lowered it to 3, at least here in New York. And that means for 3 years, Watson's been saying he's going to come to us soon. Just wait. Just let us. As soon as you sign your name and file your taxes, Watson's going to pull up everything. And you better be correct with your records because it's just a little too much. Seriously. Dislikes help you as much as likes. I agree with you, IBAS. But it's
If
for
they
some
watch.
reason, Sunday nights with those guys and Wednesday nights with those guys usually starts out with one
Whoa.
dislike, and by usually within 2 to 3 days, there's a second dislike. But we're used to it because I get them on all my videos, so I don't care.
Feel free to give mine to him.
That stuff doesn't bother anymore. What's up, Cool Vic?
Ain't nothing, brother. Same old, same old.
What's good?
Sunday madness. You know that football thing I've been into.
Yeah.
Seahawks got a bye week, so we're doing
okay.
good.
FPV.
Mm-hmm. And Philadelphia right now giving New England little problems.
It's us and Philly next week.
Mm-hmm.
That should now see that's a watchable game. That's the Eagles and the Seahawks, 2 birds.
Man, if you didn't see us in the 49ers last week in the overtime, man, you're not watching football.
Nah, he ain't a football man. You can believe that.
No,
I can tell that.
I
can tell that.
I started watching the footballs when
anytime somebody do live streams on a Sunday on a football in the winter, he ain't a football guy. I'm keeping it 100.
You're right.
No pun intended. I'm calling it what it is.
No, you're 100% right.
Hey, Ray,
that was a game. That's all I'm saying.
Ray, you'd think he'd have at least a ticker going across the bottom giving you the score.
How about that? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I can't promise to be here all the time. I'll be trying, but, man.
All right. We'll try. Well, see, the problem with the ticker is where I get the ticker from. Someone will say, yo, that's mine.
Right. I got you.
So unless you have someone manually typing in the stats or the scores of the games, like in the chat or something like that, that would be the only way that would work. A ticker, someone somewhere would say, yo, that's my ticker.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you have a wife, Lawrence.
Wow.
Paul,
Where's the disclaimer?
Yeah, right.
The views of
opinions of everyone.
I was trying not to pull it out, and Steve Paul, you forced me to say this, but the views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight, as well as a handful of you in the chat who pop in and out. What's up, what's mine? How are you?
Clarify my statement or what?
Tim's Presence RC, welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. I've never seen you here before. And I want to stress this because I wasn't going to try and go there, organize confusion. How are you? And welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. But I'm going to put these other live streams on blast. I'm not going to mention who they are, but the views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. And I put that out there for me. But when I go to other people's live streams, I say hello. If I can stay for 5 minutes, I stay for 5 minutes. If I can stay for an hour, I can stay for an hour. But for those of you who come to this live stream here, and I'm speaking specifically for Sunday nights with those guys, I'm not for Wednesday nights with those guys. That's why I read the disclaimer.
Hi, Sean.
Okay, for those of you who come here to Sunday nights with those guys, I shout any and everybody out. I don't go around your conversations. I don't see you say, hey, what's up, everybody? And I go, hey, Drone Evolution, hello all, and Mr. Crowley Knight. I don't go around conversations. So I show love to everybody who comes here. For those of you who I go to your live stream and you say hello or you don't say hello, it's okay. I understand. You have to be in control. I get that.
Sound like you're upset.
Not at all.
Yeah, I got some weird message from Lawrence the other day. I was still trying to figure out what that was all about, but okay.
Well, you know what it is. Hey, what's up, Sean from the
Hey,
UK?
that's two shows in a row I've joined where Lawrence is having a rant.
Oh, that's every show. That's usually twice a show that happens.
Listen,
that's it, Curtis.
it's not even a rant. It's actually a statement I was making because I
And
noticed it
aggressive observation.
Yes, there
Right.
you go.
I noticed it a lot on YouTube. You leave this live stream, here we show you love, no matter who you are. Even if you're a jerk, you come in and say hello once, you'll get hello once, you may get kicked.
Maybe tough
But
love.
You may get kicked, but we show you love at least once.
Well,
all right.
If anything, Lawrence is a very passionate individual.
You know
So
what?
Lawrence,
You
one of
know
the
what?
things.
Stop it, Paul, because Drone X Factor said, why are you so passionate about things? And it's not passionate, but when I didn't give a F, people were like, yo, why are you so mean? Why you talk like that? Now I try to be nice and get into the Christmas spirit of things and why are you laughing, Herman?
So Lawrence, on your disclaimer, you need to add to it now that you need to say this is an adult channel. This is not a children's viewable channel.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Unfortunately, I have to do that. But I'm just making a statement.
Lawrence is
I
that
mean,
guy
I go
that
to a lot.
throws you under the bus and
I go
tells
to
you
a lot
why.
of. What happened, Herman?
You're the guy that throws somebody under the bus or knocks them upside the head, and as you're doing it, telling them why.
It's not that. It's just that I
This is for your
feel.
own good.
Duty.
It's gonna
This
hurt
is for your
you
own good.
more than it's gonna hurt me.
That's
This is why I'm doing this.
Now you guys, all of you need sugar lumps, right?
You made
Sugar
me do
lumps,
this to
You
you.
know,
If you didn't do that,
all of you need sugar lumps right now.
Don't make me.
Yeah.
I told you.
do it. Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what? I do that. You're right, Herman. If I say, don't run here, you're going to bust your behind. And then you run past 2 times and you don't fall. And the 3rd time you run by and you bust your behind, I'm the first one there to tell you, I told you. I may have put my foot out to make you trip that time, but I did tell you if you ran past here, you would fall. But anyway, I figured you guys would get a kick out of that only because I know you guys experience it too. So I figured I would bring it out here, at least here on Sunday nights with those guys. We show love to everyone. Like I said, you may not survive, or you may get the 300-minute timeout. It doesn't matter.
Or you may get your sugar lumps. Yep.
Yeah. See, now, Paul, you understand.
Yep.
See, now you understand, Paul, that works.
I feel safer because I'm about the furthest away. I like that. Curtis and I have got distance.
Sean's got you on
West Coast.
Hey, I think I've got you on distance. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sean has
Sean.
got you. Look, it's not easy to be nice to people.
The views and opinions of Lawrence on the panel.
The views and opinions of Lawrence do not represent the views and
Did he
opinions of.
really say that, Herman?
Somebody check Paul's heart quick.
What I was trying to say. Okay. I'm trying to be honest here. Sometimes
I think you're a little too honest.
I'm really crying here. Sometimes we have to add a little extra to be nice to certain people. I mean, you've all experienced it.
So your viewers are going down now.
That's messed up.
There's always that one. Listen, there's always that one person in your life that you have to give a little more effort to be nicer to.
that's why we work with you, Lawrence.
I can't explain it in it. Sean, help me here. You're from the UK. You understand that kind of stuff.
From Boston.
I was just wondering why you were looking straight at me at my little box when you said that. But
Listen, I didn't mean it. What's up, Hadley? I didn't mean it to come out like that. Seriously.
What's up, Hadley?
I'm gonna have to download that and cut it out and
Yeah, exactly.
use it in a few spots here and there.
What it's come on, you guys can agree with me. Sometimes there's certain people you have to be extra nice
The
to.
views and opinions of Lawrence do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the rest of the folks on this panel.
What
Yeah,
are you doing, Paul?
And when you say these
Keep
certain
digging it
people, could you
deeper.
be more specific?
Well, no, I won't give names, but every now and then throughout the day, you come across some people that need a little extra help through the door. Or across the street. Or across the street. I mean, see, now I'm at a top. I'm starting to sweat here. You guys put me
I
on the
understand
spot.
what you mean, Lawrence.
What happened?
I understand what you mean.
That's
See,
okay,
Paul,
brother. We're with you.
We got you.
Yep.
Right.
We're all
Was
circling
blind,
the
he
drain right
understands.
here.
Thank you all for that. Paul was blind. He understands. Somebody out there understands what I was trying to, the point I was trying to make.
No,
Before you all went squirrel. I mean, you see, Paul's just too done. Mr.
Hey,
Pauly,
Hadley, I'm gonna
somebody
give
help me out here.
Hadley, I'm going to give you a call after this stream is over. I'm ready to go. Ready to fire this thing up.
Well,
Put the battery on.
all I can honestly say is it's all in good fun until you have to help that extra person. You have to help that person a little extra. Seriously.
Uh-huh.
You've never had your falls crying. You've never had to hold the door open longer than you wanted to.
It's so touching to see how passionate you are, Lawrence.
Hey, look, I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit here, but you guys aren't helping me any.
The spirit of giving.
Right. You hold the door open a little longer.
Yeah.
You say thank you a little more than you usually do.
Even though under your breath you want to slam them right in the door, right?
Right as they walk through the door, throat punch them. Yeah. Hold the door right as they get
Now,
in the middle of it. Just throat
Paul,
punch them.
you said that. I never said that.
The views and opinions.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel. You're clear, Paul. You're clear. So what's happening over in the UK to distract these guys?
Not much. We're all still within the midst of the whole drone registration thing. So we're in that month period before it comes into being law. So everyone's claiming it is law, isn't law, and all that sort of nonsense. There seems to be an awful lot of very strange anti-registration feeling in this country. Certainly from a at the very least a vocal minority. But it's a half decent scheme. It's a very straightforward scheme. So,
well, thank you for diversing from the subject, Paul. Let's stop crying. He can breathe now. I just don't. I sometimes I'm a little rough around the edges. Herman to tell you.
You could have used what Sean said to prove your point, Lawrence. He said that some people say it's law and some people don't. And those conversations could go back and forth. And sometimes you just got to be a little extra nice to that guy that's not too
Yep. That's it.
Let's see, you guys understood that. You were just trying to be funny.
Oh, no, because I didn't say it's hard to be nice to people.
Sometimes you have to be.
Well,
unless you got your poker for the sugar lump.
It wasn't supposed to come out like that. Sometimes
this wasn't even a squirrel moment. You know that.
But what happened was I was thinking of a way to try and say it and it came out.
Okay, Lawrence, just to ask, if somebody should ever find their way into this group, onto this list, how could one go about coming back off that list?
What do you mean?
Amy.
Of me trying to be
the list of a group of people you have to be extra nice to.
Well, you don't have to.
Can I get back off that list if I'm on that list, or is that it?
No one in the panel is on that list.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No
Okay.
one in the chat room is on that list.
Okay, so
I was just point-
we've narrowed it down from about 3 million YouTubers. So we're gonna take off 8 of them.
It's just that sometimes I find during the day I have to give more effort than I want to do certain things.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not always easy.
Yep.
You know, like Herman says, I wake up the rooster. I get up at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. I wake up the rooster, right? Well, sometimes I'd like the rooster to freaking wake me up. You know,
In your
sometimes. Oh, what's that, Herman?
Stay in your bed.
If it was that easy, Has anyone? I did see your video, Hadley.
I did watch part of it.
Flight.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, on Hadley's page, he did a 1 mile flight out with this 7-inch long distance that was real smooth.
With an observer.
Of course, with an observer, with several observers. They were all sitting there watching. It was a good little run. See, you can't run like that out here. You'd have to run. I have 8 miles of beach. I could run along the beach like that, but anywhere else, you're going to run into a building or something.
Well, here you run into a tree.
Yeah. Well, out here where I live, the tallest buildings are like 20 something stories, but they're so scattered so far apart. You could do an orbit around one a quarter mile away. That's how far they are. But as you get closer to Manhattan, the buildings get taller and they get closer together. You know, which Herman says I don't live in the suburbs, but I'm gonna keep telling myself I do. It makes me feel better in the morning.
All about perspective.
Right. That's it. Seriously.
Okay.
You know, it's either half empty or half full.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, we're going to get to a point here tonight where, Lawrence, you're going to have to tell us how you really feel.
Paul, stop it. Stop it, Paul. Hey, Justin, you can jump in anytime, you know.
We're gonna have a warm tea moment or
a warm tea moment or a brandy moment.
Lawrence, we can talk about your feelings.
That's okay, Paul.
Paul, don't you have like a feelings doll?
What's that?
Don't you have a feelings doll?
Yeah. Oh, I got a therapy doll. You can.
See, no, that's okay. That doesn't work.
You can cuddle.
Mine looks like this.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Screenshot.
Who disappeared? Oh, Justin jumped out for a minute. Okay.
Ray's watching football.
Like I am. That's right.
Yes, he is. Hey, Night Train says no dolls allowed, Paul.
Yeah, that's a child show.
Well, Hadley, you said you see how much you trust your builds to go out a mile, but you had GPS on it, so if you had to get in the car and drive out there and get her back, you would have at least found her.
Yeah, you weren't losing it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, once you put that GPS chip on it. But does anyone have their Mavic Mini yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all got your Mavic Minis?
I've been flying mine. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see some footage
Paul actually flew a
of it
ship.
being blown
video
away in 10-mile-per-hour winds.
Mine, I was gonna
Paul got a video up.
I got two videos up. One
Yeah.
around town, and
The
one
ship.
I did a ship video with the Mavic Mini.
I have to check that out then.
It's pretty cool as well. It's a good video. It's actually a very good advert for the Mavic Mini.
Right. Yeah. He has another one where he flew all downtown.
Yeah. I flew
gonna
my
have to-
house to the bridge.
I want to see some footage. I saw someone locally here in New York do some footage with it, and I wasn't impressed. And I want to know, here's some questions about it. Now, does it shoot in full auto, or do you have some manual capability with the camera?
You've got some manual, not much in
Presets,
video,
yeah.
but in photos.
In photos, you have more manual capability. In video, what are you locked down to?
I don't know. I just leave it in auto, and then
Okay.
and then you can do the typical +3, +4, +5, +7, or minus.
Oh, Jay Lau, the longest distance you can go on the Mavic Mini without losing signal depends on where you're at. here in
Good
New York
business.
Fire
City,
interference. Yep.
here in New York City, you should be able to get about a half a kilometer.
Billy Kyle got a little. He got almost a mile, like 3,700 feet with that.
Yeah. If you saw the video Billy Kyle shot with the train bridge, if you haven't seen it, he did a review showing the camera quality of the Mavic Mini. And other than it being a little light on the exposure, the pictures, the video didn't look too bad.
You could correct that with filters, man. You know, people got to get in mind they can't try to push this camera, this drone like it's all that, but it's a great drone. If you want to help the picture quality, you got to do things to it.
You know what they want to do with it, and I've come to find out they want every tourist to have one in their bag.
Yeah, cause I'm a tourist. I got one in my bag. Shit, man, that shit right in my pocket, just like in my cell phone. That's right. I ain't gonna have to be worried about, oh, I want that shot, pulling up them other birds. If I got that little thing in my pocket, nah, I'm good.
Well, I'm gonna have to check out your videos, Paul. I have to check to even see if I'm still subscribed, because I had to resubscribe to you 2 times already.
Well, I was originally going to order one, didn't order one, and then I called my Best Buy and they didn't have it. They said though that some were coming in the next day or two. So I called this last Wednesday and gave them the SKU number. Yep, we've got one. And I went up with the knuckleheads in Best Buy. They said, oh no, we haven't got any of those. We've been telling everybody we don't have any. I says, I called, she checked. It's in your computer, it's in your inventory. So finally a guy goes over in the little locked glass case and he goes back, oh yeah, here it is. Like, oh.
Well, Jay Lau, you are right.
Drone.
It's supposed to be a drone for traveling. I mean, is it better than your camera phone in your pocket? Yeah, because it can go up in the air and it can fly. But other than that, I mean, I want to start seeing some work from it. I may sound anti-Mavic and I'm not getting one, but I would like to see some guys do some work.
Well, he's getting a Mavic 2 for Christmas. And I can see the Mavic 2 Mini as a birthday present. Because he's going to have a collection.
Birthday present is straight FPV stuff.
He's going to have a collection of Mavics before it's all over and done with.
No,
right, Herman? I can see it.
I doubt that very much.
He's going to have the stock and stuff and the one on the tree.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Sean, you know, you could put up a wallpaper while you're eating, dude. I'm just messing with you. I saw him reach over like this. Usually when I go off screen,
it was a quick drink. Yeah.
When I go off screen, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not shy. I eat my donuts and everything right on screen.
Nice.
This is true. We don't mind. As long as you're not like the Cookie Monster type, like you're okay.
Sucking your fingers, popping your fingers.
It was just a little cola.
Yeah, right. Now, when you start sitting there going like this, trying to get stuff under the nail,
and I'm like, and then you're all over your keyboard. Which I can imagine how your keyboard look. Fucking walking germ keyboard.
Yeah,
right. You got to get up and go wipe down the controller behind you because you got buffalo sauce on it.
Yeah. Or you wonder why your J key is stuck. You got jelly on it.
Mike Roach, how are you? And I hope everything is well.
Hey,
we
Mike.
haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Mike, how you been?
What's up? We have not seen you in a while, man. We miss you here.
Oh, also, Lawrence, Philly posted a mini night flight Philadelphia last night.
I saw a flight that he did at nighttime, maybe the day before. He did a night flight. He took off and he tried to go to the William Penn statue.
Yeah.
And he got around it, lost signal, and of course he went up and hit return home. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
He did a night flight last night. Or was it early morning? But I mean, there was nobody on the streets. There was no traffic, no nothing.
Okay, get better, Mike Roach. Said you got a cold. Feel better, man.
Yeah.
And you, of course, you got a cold because all that weather that came from Michigan. You can blame Paul for that one.
Yep. Well, we got to spread the fun.
So, Sean, when you did your own intro, right?
For my videos.
Yeah.
We had an animation done. So yeah.
Okay, because I'm seeing all these guys have their animated videos and stuff like that, and it looks really really enticing, and I just don't need another job.
I'm shortening mine down though. So that there's a longer the long version that I've got now, which is about 8 seconds, and I've got a 4-second version which I'm starting to use this week as well to go between the two. Because otherwise I think people just get bored of seeing the same 8 seconds at the beginning of every video.
Well, see, that's kind of why I don't have. That's kind of why I don't have an intro on videos as of lately, because after a while you get tired of watching the same 8-second clip.
Exactly. I want it at half the length. And I've also got another version of the same little cartoon character. He's going to be running across with a like and subscribe banner across the bottom of the screen every video. So yeah, he's going to be featured a few more times soon.
Do you have a name for your little?
Hey.
It's Little Me, so it was based on me. So.
Hey Ray, can we have some football scores, because I don't have the TV on here?
What you want?
Anything. Who's playing?
Well, I could just tell you the Jets blew somebody up. I'm surprised about that.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, guys, excuse me. I gotta fly. I'm gonna go eat.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks for
starving, man.
Well, hold on. Before you go, let's do a drop at 6:20. We
All
won't
right.
have to do any more for the night.
Guys.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Come on, Ray. Lead us into this one.
Okay. Football Sunday.
Not
Those
really.
guys. All right, PBR. Here we go. This Sunday's live stream with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
I think I said that right. Yeah.
It was close enough. It was close.
I just got caught up in the score real quick.
Thanks, Mr. Crawley, for hanging with us, man.
Awesome.
Take care.
See you, Sean.
Fly safe,
Good one,
man.
guys.
Bye,
Fly
Sean.
safe.
See you later.
Be with you.
Oh, Sean and Crowley out, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sean Crowley is Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 Seans.
There's
Oh,
two
Yeah,
two
there's
Seans.
two
Sean's.
Sean's
The other
there.
Sean's, right. Okay.
John and
You have
Sean.
Sean Geeks Vanna from across the pond in the UK. Then we have Mr. Crawley, who's local here in Boston.
Mhm.
And we have
Boston.
Justin sitting in his executive control center right there.
I know. I keep looking for changes, but since we spoke on it,
changed.
since we speak on the changes, he hasn't changed anything. So you just gotta notice and be quiet about it.
I did change something, but I don't think you're gonna notice.
You know what you changed? You did have 4 drones up. Now you got 3, and the one over your right hand
Left
shoulder right here. That's
His
new.
left shoulder.
Has the monitor moved a bit?
No.
So what did you change? Oh,
Well,
he
he's got
did
the
lower.
microphone in front of him on a thingy dingy.
How's that?
What did you change? Hold on.
Not really.
He's
Just
holding out.
let's see. What did I change? Nah. The only thing I changed is I don't know if you can see it. I got a little storage there now.
Oh, he got a little. Oh, we couldn't see that up there.
Nice.
Little workbench on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're really starting to turn it into your man cave.
Yeah.
Mike Roach said he had to resub me. Well, that's YouTube.
You always have to do that.
Doing their usual thing. Hey, Rojo, listen, you guys, make sure you go through the chat room and make sure you still have everyone, because I've had to resubscribe to Paul 2 times. I've resubscribed to Drone Evolution, Curtis, and Herman a couple of times. The only one I haven't had to resubscribe to is Ray and Geeks Fauna.
See, look at this. I'm resubscribing to Robert now.
Are you serious?
To Robert again.
Mhm.
So your monetized guy, they doing that too.
Yes. But Herman's not monetized, and they
He
make
almost
him-
there. Shit, he almost there.
They make him.
I'm still subscribed to Mike Roach.
I'm still subscribed. I'm still supported. Yeah.
And I'm still
Okay,
subscribed to
so
Rojo. Yeah,
I'm just
we're-
making sure Mike
Mhm.
Roach had to resubscribe to you. Somehow we were both unsubscribed to each other.
What the heck that about?
I don't know, but every now and then YouTube goes through this cleansing where they say they're getting rid of non-active users. So
Mm,
Type
if someone
something in
comes
the
to your
chat.
channel
Cool
and they
dude.
respond to your videos,
mm.
all right, they're supposed to stay. But if they don't respond on a continuous basis, somehow they get unsubscribed to you or
Wow.
pushed down in the list or whatever. But I just don't get it. Yeah,
have to
YouTube is kind of
resubscribe
screwed
to
up.
Paul.
But I'm
Well,
still,
what they're
I'm
trying to
still
what they're trying to
subscribed.
fight is those people that are on Fiverr that are in India that you spend like $20 and you get 100 or 200 or 500 subscriptions to your channel. So they're trying to fight that. People that subscribe and then don't watch. That's
See, you know
why
what
that
it is. In the good old American way, YouTube is just like everyone else. They take all of their dead subscribers and their accounts that are dead and they sell them to people. And that's wherein lies the mistake and the problem. Because then you have places that can take these dead accounts and say, hey, if you come here and pay $10 or 20 or whatever the going rate is for them, we can give you 100, 500 or 1,000 subscribers. And fluff your numbers, but who knows where that's
Disclaimer.
going. They claim YouTube is fixing it. We will see. Pretty much.
And the thoughts and views expressed here
tonight.
No one's got any drone news because the only drone news that's out there is that app. We already discussed that.
Well,
that and the COPPA thing.
And
drone delivery is the same old stuff. It's doing more pharmacy deliveries now because Wing also now has teamed up with with what's the other one? Walgreens.
CVS too.
Well, that's with UPS.
Yep. The question I have though is, did any of you guys? I don't know where I heard it online, but somebody swears that DJI is coming out with another drone in January or February.
No, but I did hear Ostilov leak that the Inspire 2 does not have OcuSync 2. So what is that supposed to mean? I don't know. So he leaked something about an Inspire or all Inspires not having OcuSync 2. That's all I remember seeing from him. In fact, let me go to his page on my phone and see.
Yeah, I think they were claiming an Inspire 3's coming out, weren't they?
Yeah, that's supposed to have a newer version of
Mavic 3.
OcuSync 2 point whatever or 2, but
yeah, the talk is Mavic 3 and an Inspire 3. Yep.
Right.
But
now,
then
the
there's a
3,
little bit of whispering about a Mavic Mini Pro version.
The Mavic Mini Pro.
Yeah, it's going to have it'll come. It won't be under the weight restriction, but it'll have all the bells and whistles on it.
Well, that conflict with Mavic Air a bit too much.
Yeah.
Hey, Val.
Hey, how you doing, darling?
Okay.
So Mike Roach just said, if I drive a car in the area, can someone track my car? I don't like it. Actually, they
can track your cars easier than they can track drones.
Okay.
What is that that's in all these cars now? That navigation thing
to do that.
Yeah. OnStar. If you got OnStar.
Yeah, OnStar. Yeah.
No.
They can shut your car down. They can do all kinds of things.
It's not the same thing.
No, but it gets the same results.
The general public can't monitor your whereabouts.
Right.
True. That's true. Not everybody can go and download an app and say, I wonder how many drones are flying in this area right now. Let's see whose life I can go ruin.
Hey, Mike.
So
hey,
I have a burning question for Val. Does Miss Pickle have her own email?
No.
Oh, she should.
Val, unfortunately, due to a vote, Miss Pickle is not allowed on Sunday nights with those guys.
Oh, Miss Pickle goes where she wants.
Well, we've
so vote where you want to vote, and do not listen to Herman. Because Herman actually loves the pickle.
Herman never said a word about your
rental cars, big conspiracy on-road tickets.
No, I got to tell you, the reason why I didn't
come Rob.
on and just right when I came on is all this YouTube hoopla about being a kids channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one thing I worry about, I mean, we've done a little bit on Kim, but we're backing off a little because I don't want someone to come in and say, this is to attract kids. And once you do that, then you get in all kinds of other mess. So I won't be coming on.
The content has to be made specifically aimed at kids for it to be a problem.
Because what happens?
Hey, Mark Ackerman, how are you, buddy?
They
So
have
if
kids
it's
YouTube
just
already.
Pickle coming on, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is that they have the kids YouTube, which my daughter has. But
Right. What the problem is they want to make sure that your video content isn't something that through tag words will attract a kid and or have like a pickle on it. And some kid somewhere may look and say, ooh, ah, whatever. It gets real. What's up, Bull Rider? Hey, what's up, Jay Merce?
I'm gonna say Adrian's who was on
Yeah,
with,
Adrian, he went
his
crazy.
kids were really loving the pickle, and that's when I realized, oops, that might be a problem. I love that they loved it, but it's if it attracts kids and stuff.
Well, I've already clicked a button that says none of my content is for children.
So
And
Andrew,
the reason I did that is because I just want to seriously, all right, it keeps me out of a certain group of genre of people, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
Yeah.
every now and then someone gets on here and says something they're not supposed to, like I did earlier. And then it turns into this whole big subject or giggle fest.
Not you, Lawrence.
Well, I'm telling you, I was thinking it, and it instead of changing what I was thinking, it came out that way.
So Andrew's telling me that this video could be construed as a child's video.
Yes,
that I shot.
Yes, it could because of the objects in it. Now,
Which
even though
blows my mind,
even though it seems harmless, I'm going to tell you right now, it would be considered that just because of the yellow ducky.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Well,
unfortunately,
try to figure out what's what. But hey, Rojo, hey, so you're Rob.
Welcome back, Mark Ackerman. How are you from Australia, mate?
There are actually 2 or 3 very good videos that the YouTube in-house channels made to explain the
yes,
they're very clear.
In fact, Herman had told me he had watched it, and I went and glanced at one of the 2 videos.
Yeah, I think it's a Creator Insider, Val.
They did give you the option.
Okay,
they did give you the option for a few days to decide what you're going to do, but I knew automatically the first day I saw it, I automatically clicked my channel is not for children, plain and simple.
Yeah, I did the same thing. This is not a child-friendly channel. It's not for children to come.
Right.
Channel's
And
not for children.
this way
I'm going to do disclaimers right on my videos. This is not a child's channel.
Yeah.
It needs something to pop up every now and then, but now that you and technically, like Herman mentioned to me, you did have that signed, but now it's like a double signature. So if just for the fact that, and you got to keep in mind what children they're directing towards. They're not talking teenagers. They're talking teeny boppers, toddlers. They're talking about 11, 12-year-olds, 8, 9-year-olds. Pretty much.
See, and my problem was who wouldn't love pickle?
Yeah.
He just laughed.
You have to ask
Justin.
You kind of have to ask Herman that question because
right, my train.
Herman says
that's kind of a pickle.
It's creepy, right, Herman?
No, it's not creepy.
Hey, Lawrence, what's that disclaimer again now?
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. Now you can speak, Herman.
Mike Roche, they're trying to say that pickle is a problem. And Pickle just wants to play football. It's not his fault.
Now, how would a pickle play football?
Yeah, that's you got to answer Herman.
Hey, I don't have to know that. All I know is Pickle wants to play.
I explained that to you earlier. There was no food allowed on the field. Because what would have happened is the ball will squish the pickle.
True.
And then flies and things would start coming around in the summertime because of food being grounded into the turf. And
so he's saying, but why a problem?
The problem that they're trying to solve, Mike Roach, is YouTube has found out it is a cesspool for peds or pedophiles.
Well, they were fined $170 million, weren't they?
That's why.
Yeah.
For basically children's content was the same way across the whole of YouTube. They started running
I'll be right back.
Personalized adverts, so adverts specific to that person.
Right.
And basically that is against, I'm not sure which federal agency, but the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, fined YouTube 170 million for basically placing targeted ads at children. Because they were, and there are entire channels out there which were made specifically to get the children, and so they can have these personalized ads, and we're making an awful lot of money from it. And there's basically the FTC is saying you shouldn't be doing
you mean
that
like toy stores?
Doesn't know the difference.
Toy stores and places like that cannot be
kind of a bit like there's that channel of that Korean lad he's worth about $70 million himself, and all he does is basically open toys that his parents give him on camera. And it's a hugely popular channel, but obviously the children that are watching that channel then get very specific advertised personalized ads thrown at them. And the FTC have basically said those children can't tell the difference between content and advertising, and that it broke existing laws and fined YouTube 170 million.
All I know is Saturday mornings, I used to get up in the morning and watch cartoons with all the advertising on there, and I grew up just fine.
Yeah, political correctness is out of whack.
So,
it's about the specific personalized ads that are, for instance, if you watch 10 videos on drone channels, then the adverts that start coming up, of course, are the DJI adverts. And what they're saying is it's unfair to do those personalized adverts towards children.
So
that goes against.
So if I have a Lego channel and they watch 10 Lego channels, the advertising is going to be Lego. Big freaking deal.
But that itself apparently breaks the FTC's children's privacy law.
So here's the thing. I think what my understanding was that they're placing ads within the videos of themselves.
But they are also
all those. Hold on, if kids opening all those gifts make the kids want those gifts because they don't understand it's advertising.
Right.
So the operative word here would be, "I want this now." No.
But also,
how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? I wanted a damn Tootsie Roll.
I'm looking at the actual.
Saying no.
I'm looking at the release from the Federal Trade Commission, and they said that the YouTube LLC will pay a record $170 million to settle allegations by the Federal Trade Commission and New York Attorney General that the YouTube video sharing service illegally collected personal information from children without their parents' consent.
Okay, but it goes beyond that as well, because before they started the commercial lawsuit and stuff like that, there was a problem. Mike Roach goes, but it's about pervs, right? Too. They had originally taken the chat out of children's programming because pedophiles were communicating with children, acting as code words. Children. That's
in actual fact, what they were allegedly doing is perverts they were putting a special word in the comments, which could then be searched by software. So let's say they found a video which was particularly gratuitous to them. They would put the word, I don't know, who knows, trousers 77 in the comments somewhere, and then other people of that nature could then search for that in the comment section, and they would know that it's a video that will be of interest to them.
But also, what you have, you can also
something about that, of course.
You can also have problems with YouTube because of the way it groups videos based upon tag words and things of that nature. You can also create content that is harmful to children that children don't even know, and it would bring it up in their listing of videos because it's considered to be a child slave video.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, one of the issues around this as well is that it's not even as if you can just block it out, because again, obviously, YouTube had now given us the option to rate them adults, so you have to click to say you're over 18 to watch it and that type of thing. but so many children watch
well,
watch
9 out of
YouTube on
10
the family
children watch
accounts.
YouTube through their parents'
Yeah,
account.
exactly, on,
Yeah.
on whatever account is signed into.
You know, so if their parents is watching ear waxing, the kid's going to see something on ear waxing.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, you know.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
I think all you have to do is go to a restaurant or go to the park or go somewhere where kids are with their parents, and you notice the parents are there and the kids have their mobile devices, and the kids are being pretty quiet because they're busy watching. And I'm going to say, my grandson watches football. He watches all the football stuff on YouTube, and he'll be sitting there. I have to tell him, hey, you're with us, put that down, because he wants to do what he does.
Well,
That's just
see, the
how-
problem is too many parents are giving their children devices to shut them up.
Yeah.
I saw a 5-month-old baby today reach for a phone, and the parent snatched it away from the 5-month-old baby. The 5-month-old baby started doing what babies do when they want something, crying and cooing and whatever. And the parent went like this, and the baby shut up. Okay. There are too many parents out there doing it. Just like there's too many
$300,000
parents
phone
letting
for
their
the
kids
baby.
play Xbox and PlayStation as well. Because Justin,
It's
you
okay,
play
Paul.
Xbox.
You can go to
I
sleep.
play
Paul.
Xbox as
Go to
well, and
sleep.
every now and then, what happened, Curtis?
Paul was drifting off on your explanation. Say something extreme again. We need to wake him up.
Something extreme again, Paul. Isn't there
So
someone
I
out there you don't like?
I think you're right, Lawrence.
Yeah, what I'm
Is-
just personally, I'm just tired of the social correctness. Anything goes. Pretty soon, you know, the kid 5 or 6 years old say, "I want the keys to the car," and I just give him the keys to the car, and what the hell? And it's like, well, therefore, then now we can't have keys to cars. You got to have thumbprints in order to start the car. I mean, it just goes down this road of alibying the lack of parenting and the lack of control of young children.
What I want to know is, and nobody seems to be saying anything, where does that $170 million go?
Go.
Mm.
Oh, I asked that 3 nights ago.
Who
I
does
think
it
it
go
was on
to?
Roger's channel. I said, when you collect that much money, does it go to us, the taxpayer?
Yeah.
Good job catching it.
Fat chance.
I did ask that question.
Do we pay off
because-
some of the deficit or something? What happens
What's up?
there?
Yeah,
Three
we're gonna
X
do
drones.
something with it, or do we go buy $500 toilet seats for our office? I just want to know. I think we should be able to know. You can't
That's a
find
valid point, and no one will probably ever know where that money goes. But it's
Yeah, it's
going
not
to
going to be
someone.
answered.
It's going to someone.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
tried to
Hey, 3X drones.
solicit me to stop Ophelia, and I asked the little
You're breaking up, Herman.
lady. I said, "Well, there's nothing I
Oh,
can do
no.
about that. It's the internet." I mean, like, how does a dollar value change that behavior? Do you give it to them to ask them to stop? I don't know.
Mike Roach says it just goes to the government, and see that's where you see who it goes to. in
Well,
the
there
government.
was an article about a year ago on that. Then they actually traced through where several of the very big high-profile fines went, and I think normally on a vast majority it went to. Obviously your systems are different over there to here, so you have to excuse my if I misword a federal agency, but it basically goes into your tax system for general use, whereas a lot of the federal agencies are campaigning for those
So
fines to
everybody
go
can
to that
siphon it off.
agency.
Yep.
Right. Somebody will give themselves right. Bring back the 60s.
Yeah.
Ackerman says, "Bring back the 60s when you can spank a kid."
60s.
But also think about this, Mark Ackerman. Back in the 60s, you could drive down the street at 70 miles per hour, pissy drunk.
60s.
You know, you could.
You know, it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, it is. There is a trade-off, but where do you stop it when it comes to kids? It's already. I'm a firm believer that once children started telling parents, "If you hit me, I'm going to call the cops." That became the issue, because had they nipped that in the bud, I would have hit them anyway and said, "Now call the cops." Because
Yeah, but you know what? I heard that argument all the time when I worked with juvenile justice and juveniles. I've never hit my kids. They all grew up fine. I
Mhm.
never, ever put up with crying in stores, throwing themselves down, screaming for stuff. My feeling is,
Val.
first of all, you just have to be smarter than the kid. And if you
Well,
don't
I'm
have
going to
time
tell
do
you,
that,
I agree.
done.
I agree with you, Val, but there's nothing more than a kid respects than pure fear.
I always feared my dad.
I get it, but I didn't want my kids to do what I
I
wanted
feared
because
my
it
dad.
scared
There
me.
was no
I
doubt
didn't
about
like
it.
you carried on
Right
outside.
thing.
My father would be like, "Go ahead, do whatever you're gonna do outside. Yeah, go ahead, but you got to come home.
Yep.
Nobody's
Right.
gonna save that
See, I
ass when
didn't
you
worry
come home."
about that,
Hey, Val, I
but
got a
it's just
question.
how I did it.
Val,
Yeah.
well, after the kid flips out in the store and throws himself down on the floor,
What'd you do?
then what?
I picked him up under my arms and said, let's go home. And I walked out to the car because it's not everyone else's problem to listen to my kid screaming. Put him in the car and I said, okay, we're going to go home. You're going to go to your room. And they'd be screaming, screaming, screaming. I go, for every second I count is an hour you're in your room. And I'd get up to 5. And as I'm driving away, they stop screaming. We go home. I put him in the room, lock the door and say, have fun. And
Now,
go do
is
something
that
else.
with television and
No.
ordeals?
Oh no. Oh no. But they were little. And I'm going to say, most parents won't do that because their kids is crying. I'm going to do what? I don't care. You're not going to do this, but I'm also not going to hit you. So that's it. So I hope I'm not in trouble for that. But that's what I did.
That's a good question.
Well,
I'd like to
don't-
welcome everybody to Parenting with Those Guys.
Just asking.
All
But
I
it
can-
worked.
And I
every
know-
time.
I know
Parenting
my
advice
mom-
with those guys.
My
Val,
mother would
all I
have
can
helped
say-
you up, but she would have helped you up and helped you to the car. You know how the police help you into the car too? That off the top of the car.
Yeah, I'm just going to
All
say
of
it worked. I only had to do it one time and I never had screaming in the store again, but you have to be willing to do it. And of course I drank a bottle of wine as they were screaming in their room because man, that's terrifying.
Well, Val, I'm going to tell you, we were brought up definitely way different because when I
We
was
would've been
brought up,
them
the
wine
reason
drinking.
that we respected the word fear, it was because you were worried about the neighbor seeing you doing something because the neighbor had a phone. And if the neighbor didn't grab
yeah.
you up and take you home or threaten to beat you behind and take you home, that was it. Don't embarrass your parent by being brought home by another neighbor. You just didn't do these things. And when my
flip out
mother
in the store.
I'm going to tell you, I interrupted my mother one time at the age of 7 years old, and I was going, Mom, 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 and she backslapped me in the lip and said, "Don't speak when I'm talking to someone," and I never did it again. It
See,
works.
I just left my
It
eyebrows and
works.
looked at my
Plain
kids
and simple, it
stopped on a
works.
dime because I always told them not hitting him was a choice. I can always change my mind. It was a choice. But I could change my mind and I just didn't have that
See,
problem.
you're
and I
just
think
screwing them up psychologically.
Oh yeah, my son told me once, "Can you just hit me and let it be done?" I'm like,
Did
"No,
you,
we're
did you
gonna
used to
talk
sneak up to
about
them in their sleep and just whisper, I could get you at any moment?
I just tell him we're going to talk for another hour. I want to make sure you understand. Just hit me, Mom. Nope. Another hour.
Well, I don't
Like
know.
I said, you got to be smarter than the kid.
Well, you
Yeah.
also, I remember my dad. I don't know about the rest of you, but if we were in church in the pew and you started to act up even a little bit, he would reach down on the inside of your leg behind your knee and that muscle right there, and he'd squeeze. Okay. All right. Okay.
But it worked, though.
Yes.
It worked, did it not?
Yep.
There
My
you
father
go.
Put his hands
Once
on me
again,
once in his life.
Once again, the key word was fear.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying your kid said you go to scratch your kid and you just go to scratch your head and your kid goes, like that. I'm not saying that kind of fear, but every kid should know the look. You get the look before you get the hand.
Yep.
Plain and simple. If you keep doing what you're doing and you got the look,
every time.
you're asking for the hand.
Yep.
Plain and simple. But then again, the views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions
Right.
of everyone on the panel tonight.
Mike
So
Roach.
let me just keep
Oh
it-
yeah,
get that
listening to
out
a
there.
woman go on and on and on.
I'm telling you, it worked every time.
Listen.
Worked every time.
All right, we're about to get out of here. Val, are you going live?
Kids do
Yeah, what
choke
time is
themselves
it?
out, Val.
Oh, geez, I gotta go. Hold
Yeah.
on, I want to get
Val?
Luo Studio. real
Is that what
quick.
happened, Val?
J-Lo Studios.
You
He's
talking
from
to the
here.
kids for an hour, your son will just be there like this.
Yeah.
Choking
Oh,
himself
yeah.
out.
My kid hated it. My oldest hated it. But I
He get
told
the
him,
belt and
until I
beat
know
himself.
you understood
Yeah.
enough not to do it again, we're just going to sit here and talk. I'm not listening.
belt,
I don't
just start
care.
beating
I can
himself.
talk forever.
Yep, he beat himself.
Mhm.
Yep.
He used to scream, just hit me. At one point, all my kids said that. I go, no, we're going to continue. Now, where was I? Oh,
See,
yes.
psychologically.
You ruined them, Val.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Where
they're
are they
good
now?
kids now, but, you know.
Val,
Well-
where are they now?
Let's see. My son, my oldest, is a business analyst. He lives just about 20 minutes from me. My
Okay.
middle child is a business person. She lives 2 miles, maybe a mile from me.
So
And then my youngest is a lawyer, and he
So they're
talks. a lot.
basically in highly structured businesses.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
They're in high discipline in business.
So they don't have to come back home.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
So that's what you want. You don't want them to keep living with you.
Yeah.
Hey, Luau. Hey, listen, I'm going to go and get ready for my show. I am interviewing Mr. Dutchy Dutch. So I hope some of
Okay.
you guys can come by and be part of that interview. And I will see you later. Thank
Thanks
you,
for
those
coming
guys.
in, Val. It's
Val?
been fun.
I stole the
Exactly
Winnebago.
7.
Val, tell Miss Pickle we said hello.
I will. I
Okay.
certainly will. Bye, guys.
Bye
All
bye.
right.
Later, Val.
Later.
You just have to remember how to leave.
Down in the bottom right corner.
Oh, you're so smart, Paul. Bye.
Well, all I can say is we survived the night of Miss Pickle without
Yeah.
Miss Pickle.
Yeah, I thought it was coming. I did.
No,
apparently Miss Pickle is dead now.
It's just
Well, I'm starting to think that Herman spread the rumor about the no children thing just to get rid of Miss Pickle. There's a method. There's a method to his madness. I'll tell you.
Not me. That's YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
YouTube,
I wonder
YouTube-
how they got the
YouTube spelled
idea.
with an H.
Right. How did they get the idea is the
Yeah,
question.
exactly.
How'd they get the idea of the whole child thing? Because of that lawsuit. Remember?
It's okay, Herman. You can take the bows.
So now they're watching all the content.
Well, they need to do more than watch all the content because obviously they're watching the wrong content. Seriously, because if you see some of the crap that's being put out there on YouTube, I'm like, how in the world
Oh yeah.
are these people allowed to do what they do?
And some of them
seriously.
have a lot of followers.
Well, there's a lot of
there's-
sick people in the world for sure.
Well, for example, there's a new show on the History Channel of these guys who go out and it's something to do with pain, but they
Should be clear. It's not. It's these guys, not those guys. It's
Right.
not the same thing.
It's okay. These guys are out in the desert. They take a scorpion and they let the scorpion sting them to see what the results would be. They one guy got bit by a tarantula. You see the fangs going, and I don't understand how it became a show, but it's a show of these guys getting bit by poisonous insects and animals. He takes a zebrafish and jabs his hand on it. Then you look back, and they show 5 minutes later, and it's all starting to bubble. His skin is starting to bubble. But this is the kind of stuff that they allow, and I don't wonder how.
Well, it's those kids that remember like 5-10 years ago, you used to see every once in a while a video of some of the dumbest
You
things.
mean Jackass?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they used to jump off like a garage roof onto a bicycle. And
Yeah, stuff.
those
like that.
guys grew up and then went into television. And they thought that was the coolest thing, you know?
I guess so.
I
I
get what you're
guess
saying,
so.
but you know what? We live in a world that actually invites that in many different ways.
Right.
I mean,
See, Night Train saw it.
we
And the
watch
guy-
boxing. We watch two guys beat each other up in a boxing ring. We watch two
Okay,
guys in MMA. But I mean, it's somewhat the same thing. I mean, we just come from a violent nature. We like things like that.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
like
I
to
guess.
see crazy stuff like that. We got
But-
people, or we have a show called Naked and Afraid, where they put people naked in the forests in different countries, and they got to find a way to survive for like 41 days and stuff like that.
I did
with all
see
these
an
animals.
episode where the guy had a parasite climb up his penis. He was
Yep.
wondering how come every time he took a leak, it was excruciating pain. And he's like, well, we didn't have sex. I know I don't have nothing. So they take him off the show. He pulls the button. You know, that's when they bring in the guys with the boats or whatever. And they get him to the hospital and they pull his parasite that climbed up his penis out, because these guys are out there totally naked. One of the qualifications are you're given a list of things you can take: a machete, a flint fire starter, and possibly a tent and or some other things. And then you're sent out there butt naked. 9 out of 10 of them become just human meat for the bugs.
Into
You
the
get
jungle.
millions of
Yep.
bites all over them. It's just crazy show, but people watch it ritualistically. In fact, it's in its 4th or 5th season.
Yep.
I think it might have been on longer than that.
Yeah, I could believe that. Anyway, it's 5 minutes to. You guys ready to get out of here?
Yep.
All right. We appreciate you all. Sean, Geeks Vana, thanks for coming in and
No
trying
problem.
to keep them from going squirrel. But that's kind of hard. And I might have to watch this live stream over to maybe write stuff down for the next one. But Wednesday nights with those guys is going to be on this channel, guys. For you guys that are in the chat watching, click that bell. Don't just click subscribe and support someone. When Sunday nights goes live, click the bell, because what I found out is, for example, Mark Ackerman is in Australia. He just came home and cut his computer on or whatever, and he just happened to come in to Sunday nights with those guys. But if you click the bell, you will know everything that we do. The same thing with
Hey, look
Phantom
at
Flight
that,
101's
Marge.
channel, with Curtis's channel, with Geeks Vana's channel. Click the bell anyway. You could always click it and hit the watch later.
See that, Lawrence? The people have answered. You got your 2 dislikes.
See, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Yes.
Dislikes, yay.
Yes. And when it gets to more than that, we'll have a live stream on that too. But we appreciate you all and thank you all for watching Sunday nights with those guys.
Wait a minute. What time is Wednesday's show going to be on? Is it going to change?
Wednesday show will be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same time as Sunday night, except at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time. You can always go, what time is it in New York? Well, we come on at 5 p.m. New York City time,
I'll be at
Eastern
work.
Standard Time. For you guys that live across the country, 3 hours.
It'll be 2
3
o'clock.
hour
I'll be at
difference.
work.
All right. Let me stop this stream. Thanks everyone in the chat,
All right, bro.
everyone
Have a
on
good
the
night.